Let's
I've
talk
gone
about that.
catfish. We went to like a Thai restaurant and he had a peanut allergy, which that's like in everything. And I think like an
Oh
onion
gosh.
allergy or garlic allergy, like maybe both. And so we shouldn't be eating there at all. But then he started eating and then he told me about the allergy and then he like disappeared to the washroom. And it was just a lot of fuckery. But he didn't tell the server
Damn.
about his allergy.
And the man couldn't even get a second date after he risked his life. He could have died in that bathroom.
I should not be laughing. He wasn't gonna die in the bathroom. He was good. I did send someone to check in on him.
We back. Welcome back to another episode of the Matt Alexander podcast. And I got a special guest in the building. She goes by the name of Shells, aka Miss Shelica Miller. I got a lot of things on my mind right now,
I can
You know what I'm
tell.
saying? Because, yo, you know how long I've been trying to get this woman to come on the podcast and she's been ducking and dodging. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Why are you dealing with the mandem like that, man? What's going on?
Just like everyone else, just trying to navigate through our new world. So that was basically it. Nothing personal, but I do want to apologize. Honestly, we did have a pretty intense conversation. When was this? Probably like in the fall. And I was kind of just telling you about some stuff going on with me and just where I was at. And you were trying to give me a pep talk, but I took it really personally. And I guess I shot the messenger and I got really mad at you. And I sent you a message just being like, not don't talk to me like that, but I kind of said it wasn't your place to say it, but it wasn't coming from like, it wasn't malicious. You were actually saying the truth and you were trying to help. So I apologize. I'm sorry for, coming off as an asshole because that's not me. And I don't think that's our relationship. So I shouldn't have been that way.
I appreciate the apology. I'm not gonna lie. You're coming at the mandem a little harsh, and I was just trying to give words of encouragement because I know you obviously, and I know you have talent, but like I just feel like you weren't utilizing your talent at the time, and I was just trying to express it and say, yo, you're around all these different people. You're a fun person. You speak your mind with no apologies, even though you just apologized just now, but you know what I mean. But,
right.
I feel like, I don't know, you could do big things. That's all I was trying to say, But you came at man's a little vicious, but, we're here now and it is what it is, So
yeah, well, thank you for accepting my apology. I was just like, you fell back after that though. You were like, okay, I'm gonna you respected what I said, and like there wasn't resistance. So that's how I knew, okay, I took it a little too far. But you're right. And I am trying to do that a little bit more now.
Yeah, I had to give you your space, because as you said, you're going through certain things. So I didn't really want to, get in your personal space or anything like that, even though I was just trying to give some words of encouragement and stuff. But, it came full circle and we're actually here doing an episode now. So it is what it is.
Go.
You know what I mean?
Timing.
This also leads into my first question. Why do women love to flake on the mandem when it comes to certain things? Like what's going on, man? Why?
Could you be more specific? Like when you say flake on the mandem, do you mean like in dating or just like it what? Like I flaked on this. Is that what you mean?
Yes, because I've asked some women to come on and voice their opinion on certain topics. And why do women love to give the mandem the runaround? You know what I mean? Well, because it's what I find. No, in my opinion, what I think the reason is a lot of them like to say, oh, I'm shy, this and that. But yet you see them on Instagram posting 24/7. They may be posting, rated R type things that we're not going to talk about right now. You know what I'm saying? But
Well,
if
we
you know,
can,
you
but
know. So it's like when you ask them to do something, like come on a podcast and give your opinion on this and that. Like
right.
why do they flake or give mans the runaround? Like why?
I don't know. I think like when it comes to potting, I mean, they should just come on here because especially if you're trying to promote anything, like this is, I think what your platform is best used for is like coming on here, sharing ideas, sharing your business and, you know, like utilizing the platform in that way. Just flaking in general. I've flaked for like the stupidest things, honestly. Like I've flaked on things because I didn't think my hair looked good. I just wasn't prepared. So sometimes it could be not that I'm making excuses, but as women, sometimes it might just be like lacking preparation. Like we don't feel ready. I know that personally, like coming on here, I didn't feel ready too, because that short stint where I had my own pod and then I was a co-host on someone else's pod. And I was just like, it's not that I don't have anything to talk about, but I was just like, I'm not in a place and to do it, but it's more than that, you know, like what I'm trying to say, I guess, is your podcast is more than just yourself or just the guests. It's more like the messages that you guys are bringing forward. So I think maybe they're just not looking at that. They're looking at it from a personal standpoint rather than the big picture, if that makes sense.
So if I was a celebrity or a person with clout, do you think they would do it?
But that's the thing, right? So it's like, as your pod gets bigger, which I know it will, you'll see maybe people coming out of the woodwork and being like, hey, Matt, remember 2 years ago when you asked me to come on? I'm ready now. It might be too late then. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully you can have that same attitude that I had coming on here and they can apologize for being whack. But I don't know. It could be a personal thing, but I just know personally it was always stupid things that I could have realistically just done whatever I needed to do. So it's just excuses, really.
I hear that. But would I be the bad guy if I would turn around and say, nah, I'm good?
See, that's where this conversation.
Because, you know, women love to do that. They be flaking on the man them, but as soon as the man them flake on them, it's a big, big issue. It's World War III. So talk about that.
Well, your first thing that you said was, would you be wrong for basically like saying exactly what you just said? Like, if I did this to you, how would you take it? And I think that's how you'd have to approach it. Like, have that conversation. Be like, remember when?
But do they deserve a conversation?
That's up to you, right? On your platform, that's up to how you want to manage your thing, right? Because some people are cold. They're like, you know, back then you didn't want me, so I'm not gonna
took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Mike Jones, back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me.
You're not gonna give them a chance then. But I mean, again, it's like, it's how you feel about it.
You're right. When that time comes, because I'm a petty guy, you know. So
you're a Scorpio. You're a Scorpio, right?
Yeah, I'm a Scorpio.
Yeah, you guys are petty. That's what you guys do.
Listen.
You don't forget.
No, I'm a man. I don't forget nothing. Once someone does me wrong or gives me the runaround, yo, trust me. I hope I keep that in my memory bank, and trust me, I'm a man. Yo, don't play with me. It could be all 10, 20 years from now. I still remember. You know what I mean?
But that's good as long as you remember the good things as well, you know?
Yeah, I can remember the good things, but it's like if I'm asking someone out of the goodness of my heart, and remember, I'm not asking anyone to do anything crazy. I'm just saying, yo, can I get 30, 40 minutes of your time to give your opinion on these topics? They don't even have to do any homework, no, nothing. I'm doing everything, getting the questions together and giving it to them. They don't got to do nothing.
They just have to show up.
Just show up.
Yeah. It is soft. Like I would, you know, I would give someone a second chance, but beyond that, like, no, you know, you shouldn't have to pull teeth. Again, I think it's mutual. Like you get something and they get something, and then your listeners get something too. So sirens.
What's going on? Yo, what's going on? What's happening, man? Some shooting or something back there, man?
I live like, I'm not gonna say where I live,
yeah, don't say where you
around live. Where kind of where the the convoy thing was popping off. So
Damn.
there's been a lot of like police action around here, but that's a fire truck. So
Okay.
anyways,
What are your thoughts on the whole Rihanna and ASAP Rocky pictures that came out on IG, the pregnancy reveal? Why were all the women going crazy reposting it? It's like, did they really think Rihanna was going to repost them and give them a Fenty deal? Like, what's going on, man?
so I was definitely one of the ones that joined that. I was fighting myself. Don't get me wrong. I was fighting myself. I was like, maybe I'll just do it on Twitter because everybody is on my Instagram, like family and stuff and whatever. But I think it's a couple things. First of all, it's Rihanna, like,
oh gosh, yes,
arguably one of the hottest people in the world, I think. Secondly, what I tweeted about it, it's just like the Black love conversation. Like, you don't often see that story or that portrayed in like a positive way. And especially like in the hip hop or rap or culture, the music culture, it's like, it's not popular. Mm-hmm. Like, even if someone has a baby mom, you don't really see that person. Again, that person's not Rihanna, but I think people were just really happy to see her make that step. Anything she does, I think, is going to be gold. So I think it's more the like what it stands for myself, but for other people, I think it's Rihanna. They're going to post it just like they post her Fenty.
That's why I had to ask. It's like, did they think like Rihanna was going to see their IG and be like, yo, I'm going to give all these girls a Fenty deal since they're showing me mad love, even though I haven't dropped an album in 3, 4, 5 years. You know what I mean? No,
but some people with the right following, I think that could happen for, right? Like, if you're already kind of like an amateur model or something, maybe, but I doubt it. I doubt Rihanna's there scouting for models herself.
That's why I'm saying it's like, why were all the women going crazy reposting it like for all of 2
it was kind of funny
straight. And I also read something too. Damn, I forgot like what the exact quote was, but the quote was like, everyone's posting the Rihanna pregnancy reveal, but you don't even repost your friend's business or whatever. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Mm-hmm. Why?
That's another common thing. I was thinking that. Why is that? I don't want to like be like people are haters, but sometimes like.
But you're reposting a picture from someone you don't even know that may not even see. Well, definitely is not going to see your repost, but like the person you've known for half your life or your whole life, you don't even repost nothing.
Yeah, but that's like, if I opened a coffee shop, my friends would still all go to Starbucks. Or not my friends. I think I have pretty supportive friends for the most part, but like most people, their friends are still going to go to Tim Hortons and Starbucks. So I think it's just it's shitty for sure, but that's just the way people are programmed. You see it all the time.
So what's your thoughts on that? Are you a person that will be like, it is what it is, or do you
think it's bullshit.
Like a certain way?
I think it's bullshit for sure. Anytime you can support someone that you know or that you fuck with, you should. That goes without saying.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
That goes without saying.
But especially here in Toronto, people do the total opposite, man. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. It's like if you have like a jewelry line or whatever, or like a podcast, or you're starting up your own business from scratch, people will go support your competition before they support you, but then still want to say, hey, you want to hang out on the weekend? What's good? Da, 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 da.
But it's the same thing like you said about guests coming on. Mm-hmm. Right now, they're like, okay, it's Matt. I know him. Or like, I used to chill, or we went to school together. That's how they see you. And like, people they're prone to remember you how they want to remember you, or how they last saw you. So that's why it's hard. I think it's more hard for people to just accept the way things are, like the reality of things, how they are now, not how they were, or how you're imagining them, or what you think. It's like what it is. Yeah.
Do you see that ever changing, or do you think, like you said, it's just going to be what it is?
Man, that's like a loaded question, only because like so much would have to change for that to change. Although it seems like such a small thing, a lot would have to change for that to change.
Like what?
Like people's attitude towards things. Like we're better as groups than alone, you know? Um, like collaborating with people is just so much better than being on your own, and a lot easier, some would argue. So I think that's what would have to change. People coming together, putting their ego aside a little bit, realizing that everyone has something to bring to the table, and just looking at it that way. Not, oh, someone's doing something else, so I can't do it, or they might surpass me. Like, I think that's just other people's fears and they just project onto other people. It's not, it's personal, but it shouldn't be taken personally, you know?
Yeah. And you know what? It's funny that you said that we're better as a whole. I know you heard of Kevin Samuels. So do you agree with his views on
I knew,
relationships?
I knew you were gonna come with Kevin.
Had to, man.
Yeah. So this is actually so interesting for me because I started out like everyone else, like I'm seeing the clips
And not
online
the whole video. But continue.
and not the whole video. So I'm there being like, hey, this guy is wilding out. Like he is too much. I really thought that for the longest time. But I was like, I don't want to judge it completely. And so I started watching it with my boyfriend, and we'd have conversations.
Hold on. Actually, we're gonna get into that after. Continue.
Okay. Okay, yeah. And so we started having conversations about it afterwards, and like not arguments, but we'd go back and forth. Like I would definitely have a lot of points as to why I thought it was wrong. But a lot of it went back once he asked me a bunch of questions, or once we like broke things down, to his approach. His approach is very blunt, very straightforward, like it or not, kind of like tough love.
But isn't that what you girls say you want? I always be hearing girls say, I want a dude that's just straight up. I don't want the lies. But I think deep down, you guys rather the lies, because when a dude is straight up and blunt, like I said, it's World War III.
Yeah, it is met with a lot of resistance when anyone is like being like harsh or truthful. Like nobody takes that well. Just like, again, I'm bringing everything back to the beginning of our conversation. Like when you told me that, I wasn't ready to face the truth. B, I didn't like your delivery. I didn't think you should have been saying it to me. There were so many things, but once I got rid of all that, it was just like, yo, just listen to what he's saying. Forget about how you feel right now. Forget about like your past, your history, or whatever trauma you have. Just like actually listen to what you were saying. And that's kind of how my approach with Kevin, like that's what I had to do. So there's a lot of things to it. Like with his topics, it is catered to like Black people. So some other like groups might not understand the conversation as much. There's a lot of nuance to what he's saying originally. Like,
but it's a lot of Black people that are, a lot of Black women that are having a lot of issues with what he's saying. But I think a lot of the Black women are just basing their opinions off of the clips. They're not actually watching the whole show, because if they would watch the whole show, Kevin Samuels wants Black men and women together to get married and build families, because,
right.
A lot of people say the Black relationships and families are breaking down and they're not what they used to be. And like every other race is marrying at a higher rate than we are. But it's like, I think a lot of girls or a lot of women base everything off of how they feel. You know what I mean? And I think that kind of blurs the lines a bit, because if you actually listen, he's like, it's kind of bad to say, but it's the truth. It's like a lot of women like to aim for like celebrity type dudes that may be out of their league, but he's kind of saying, if you're this way, or you look like this, or you have like a couple of kids or stuff, you should kind of bring down your standards and date in your range, because what makes you think you can go and get the dude that's way up here?
Right.
It's
It's a lot of logic. Like I know from speaking to people every day that a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to anything to do with logic. No, they don't want to deal with it. They'll use, like, I find when Kevin does break people down on a show, and I say break people down only because he will ask you questions that it's like, have you never thought about this? Like, he'll, a lot of the times, I've watched him enough now to know what he's about, but a lot of the times he'll ask women, like, what do you expect to, like, bring to the table in terms of, like, finances, parenting, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And whenever they're faced with these questions, it's like a fairy tale. Like, most women are like, okay, I want to make, my husband's going to make $500,000, so am I. Not to say that's a fairy tale, that is super attainable, but
like, it's like less than 1% of people that actually pull in that type of money. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing, right? So, like, they get mad because they think Kevin is generalizing, but then also he's like, I'm just being real. Like, most people are, like, part of the average or less than average population. They're not top earners or whatever. So yeah, my opinions completely changed on Kevin Samuels, and in a lot of ways he helped me, like, notice just bullshit that I was on.
So what bullshit were you on that Kevin helped change? Let's talk
bullshit. What bullshit was I on? Is this therapy or a podcast? I was on a lot of bullshit. Like, I didn't exactly know what I wanted, so I couldn't ever get that. And that, I think, is, like, the biggest thing. I didn't know what I want, so I couldn't get it. And like you said, even when I said, okay, I want someone that tells the truth, when I got that, I didn't resist it, but I realized kind of how hard it is, you know?
And you said earlier in the conversation when we were touching on Kevin Samuels, what were some of the things that you didn't agree with that you now agree with? When you were talking, like, I guess, your boyfriend or whatever.
I didn't really agree with how he would be like, a lot of the times when women come on and they say, like, I have kids, or they're like, oh, I broke up with my ex at this time. He asks, like, when did you break up with them? Who broke up? And women sometimes say it's mutual. And he's like, it's never mutual. There's always one person that's kind of like, it's their decision. That's something that I didn't really fully agree with. And him just being like, not no man wants, but most men wouldn't prefer a woman with kids. I didn't want to believe that, because I know so many people that have children, and I want them to have, like, love or another relationship if that's what they want for themselves. So I didn't want to hear that. So it's not that it's not true, it's I didn't want to hear it. Yeah, that was one of the biggest things.
Okay. I need to know Miss Shelica Miller's opinion on relationships between men and female going forward, like, for the future. Are we all doomed? Like, yeah, yourself, and just in general from what you see on an everyday basis. Like, are we doomed?
I don't think we're doomed. I think there's just so many different relationship styles now that people, like, the traditional one, I guess, of, like, one person, like everyone with one person, that's kind of like, it's still a want, but I see a lot of people straying from that because they don't want to put the effort into that, or that, you know, like, or they don't believe in it. Like you said, women are like, I want this, I want that. And then if they don't get that, or they don't think it's that, or they're off it.
Oh no, continue.
Yeah, no, that's just it. Like, it's just, I don't think we're doomed, but if you want to have, like, a more traditional relationship, that's where I see it not going so well, at least around here, like, in the city. Yeah.
What I think on that is, I think everything now is, like, fast paced, because usually, I guess, men and women have multiple people they speak to at the same time. So it's like, if you maybe talk to someone, let's say, on a Monday, and then you don't talk to them Tuesday, Wednesday, that woman could already be on to the next person. It's not like how back in the day where it's like, okay, you may talk to them on a Monday, maybe not Tuesday, but you hit them up on a Wednesday or Thursday, and they're actually still there interested. Now it's like, yo, if you don't call back in 24 hours, she may have 3, 4, 5 other dudes.
But you see how that's like kind of promoted now.
Yeah.
Like Tinder, Bumble, all those apps, like that's promoted. Like, here are your options. Either like, yeah, you can pick, or you can, yeah, you can pick, or you can just go. No one goes on those apps and is thinking like, I'm just gonna find the man of my dreams right away first date.
But don't
They
a
know
lot of
it's gonna
people
be,
say that in the description, or is that all cap?
I think it's cap, because honestly, like, I don't really see many relationships coming from dating websites.
Mm-hmm. Do you think they're just there for that validation, or just for sneaky links?
Sneaky links. I don't think it's very sneaky if you're on an app, but I know what you're saying. Honestly, it's different for, I think it's different for women and men a little bit. But yeah, I don't think people are serious on apps. I don't, just from when I was on them before and what I hear from people, I don't think anyone's serious on apps.
I agree. And also another thing I wanted to talk about it, well, and add to this conversation is
It's
that
not organic.
true. And a lot of the women are listening to people like the city girls that are talking about, oh, I don't need no man and this and that. But yet, if I'm not mistaken, aren't they both hitch up on their man?
Yeah,
And
I think so.
So it's like, why are girls praising them so hard because they're talking about, oh, I don't need this man and spend his money, spend his bag.
But it's
They're both picked
just
up on their
like,
man.
if they believe that, I'd be like, okay, great, believe that. But it's just like the Rihanna thing. You know,
Yeah.
they're just following what they hear, a lot of people follow what they see online, you know?
And I think that
they can't differentiate, like, this is an artist. Like,
don't you agree that is also why I was saying relationships might be doomed? Because if you're going to someone saying whatever in their music and taking that as gospel, and you're not actually living reality, that's kind of crazy. Because if you're thinking people who are making songs like that, but yet their real life portrays something totally different, why would you take that as the Bible, or take that as law? It's like, that's crazy to live your life based off of songs. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking relationships are done for, man. It's crazy out here, man. Because I'm a man that's single, and I'm nervous out here, you know.
There's not many role models like for, you know, healthy relationships, not just you know, not just like any type of relationship, basically, is what I'm trying to say. There's not many healthy examples of that for people nowadays, I don't think. So that's what I honestly think that's what it boils down to.
So like, how can we overcome this and get back on the right track? Like, you know, like our parents did, or grandparents did, you know, or the generation before that. What can we do to get things back on track?
I mean, that's a big question, Matt. That's a really big question.
Oh, you
I would first ask, like, do people even want that? Like I was saying before, like, do people, I know you want that. You're saying like, I want to date someone, or you would date someone, you're single.
But do people really know what they really want though? Because like we said earlier, a lot of people's expectations are outlandish. And as you said before, a lot of people live in fantasy world.
People don't. And I didn't, like, I didn't end up in my relationship, but I've known this person before, but I didn't obviously expect to be dating them. So, and I didn't know I wanted it until it worked out that way.
You know what? Let's talk about shells in a relationship. Like, what's going on? Was the man trying to holler, and then you're kind of giving him the cold shoulder like most women do? And then you had to circle back and say, you know what? I may have to talk to this person.
It was like the other way around. Like I was pursuing him. Yeah. So it wasn't like that at all. So I guess
you're shooting your shot, eh?
That's right.
Okay, saying Shelica Curry out here shooting her shot. Okay. Continue. What's going on? Talk about that, man. Because you don't really see women out here shooting their shots, you know.
Yeah, it's good. Like it's a long distance relationship, so that part of it kind of sucks sometimes, but it's a lot healthier than any relationship I've been in before. So although I wouldn't choose the distance, I think it works.
Listen, prove me wrong. What is the point of long distance relationships? Like what's going on, man? How do you keep things spicy when someone's way over there? Like, what's going on, man? Talk to me, man.
Yeah, there's a few things. Like someone could be in your bed and things not be spicy, like every night, you know? So that's one thing I know for sure. I've had a couple other long relationships, so I kind of know how things happen. But you're asking like, how does it work?
Yeah, man, because it's like, I don't know if I could talk to someone that lives in the States or like, let's say Jamaica or something like that, because yo, I don't even know what they be doing when mans are not around, you know.
That's the thing, right? Like,
I don't know, man.
It's like anything, like you have to be working towards something and you have to know like why you're doing it. Those two things, like anything. So that is maybe why relationships sometimes don't go as smoothly, is because people don't even know why they're in the relationship and they're not really like looking to be together. They just want to be with someone because it's better than being alone, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it works for me. Like ideally soon we won't have a distance, but right now it works. Like I miss him, but so, I think
is this breaking news? I'm not gonna lie, I've been hearing through the grapevine that you might be moving to the States. Is this true?
I don't know.
Yo, you're gonna have a lot of mans upset, you know, when you repost this episode. You know, a lot of mans might be like, yo, man, no wonder she ain't responding to my DMs in a couple months.
You're so messy. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna put your feet to the fire like that. But okay.
No, it's all good. I don't care.
So you're saying you have a lot of unread DMs. You're saying since you're in your new situation, you're throwing all the Toronto mans back to the streets. You're saying
it's actually not as like my DMs were never super lit. I think it just depends. Like if people respect you, they're not gonna be as nasty with you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think like, you know, the block button's only one click away. Like, so if someone is, that's even without a relationship, like people need to know how to talk to people. Of course, my DMs have been crazy before, but like, there's not much you can do about it. And it's like, there were times where maybe I was kind of inviting that kind of attention, you know?
By doing what?
Remember you said that I did the lives in my bathing suit and stuff, like stuff like that, you know? It's like, obviously you're thirst trapping. People are going to be like, what's up? What are you doing? Like,
you see, this is another thing I got to discuss. Why do women be posting thirst traps, but then get upset when a man slides in the DM, or you want to leave a man on red? Like, what's going on with that, man?
I think again, it's the approach. Like
what approach? If you're coming on there wearing nothing, mans are hype, you know. So mans are gonna slide.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I can't speak to that because again, like that hasn't happened in so long where someone's been like rude, or overstepped. But I think that's expected. Like if you post something sexy, I think fire emojis, whatever, that's expected. Like
that's what I'm saying. The man them
it's either you look good or you
are coming. Man them are coming when they see the thirst traps, you know.
Yeah, I think it's childish to get mad at things that you're posting online. If you don't want people to see it online, don't post it online. Like
I agree.
It's pretty simple, you know?
Or should they just save that for the Snapchat instead of the IG?
Again, it's like a preference thing. I like, now that I have a boyfriend, I'm not posting anything like scandalous. I'm still gonna post cute pictures, but I'm not posting like that. But again, that just shows like there's kind of like an intention there. Like, look at me.
Are you saying that Shelica Miller is under manners? She can't even post certain things, or it might be.
I've always had manners, but I definitely have respect for him, you know.
Okay. You also said something else I wanted to touch on. Oh no, you said two things you wanted to touch on. You said, hold on, you gotta talk to me about long distance relationships, because like I said prior, I can't do it. So how do you make it work? Do you guys like share each other's locations to know like, okay, he's over here? You know what I'm saying? Like what's, or do you guys call 24/7? Like what's going on, man? Talk to me. You gotta change my mind about that, because I'm a man, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, so like I was like you, like I was thinking I never thought I'd be in a long distance relationship. Like anyone that's ever told me that they were in one, unless it was like you can drive there in 2 hours, I'm like, that's ridiculous. Why would you do that? It's not going to work. But again, it depends on the person. Like he's someone that he's not outside like that. He's not a messy person. We, like we have a lot of mutual people in our in our lives. It's just that doesn't make sense for us,
Not gonna lie.
Like I wouldn't be in a relationship with someone that I can't see whenever I want to, unless I really wanted to be in a relationship with them. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
So, and that goes beyond just wanting to be in a relationship. It's like, I want to be with him, not just be in a relationship.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. This is a new Shelica I'm hearing right now. Like,
okay, good.
Like 2022 came and you're a whole different person, I'm like, yo, okay, I see you,
Mm-hmm.
I see you. Okay.
I appreciate that. I've had a lot of time, Like I work in hospitality, so it's like open, close.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I feel that. And the second thing I want to touch on, what you brought up was people don't know how to talk to people. So do you think that talking has been a lost art since social media and everything has been on the rise? Because like you said, when it comes to relationships and stuff, back in the day, you had to know how to talk to a woman to make her feel like, okay, I may give this guy a chance. But as you were saying, people don't know how to talk to people nowadays. So is talking a lost art?
Yeah, actually, I've been like more focused on, not focused, but thinking about this a lot more lately, because I work at a restaurant, and when I'll be when I'm serving tables at night, I get a lot of couples, obviously. So this week, I don't know if it's just because it's leading up to Valentine's Day, so maybe some people are doing their early Valentine's thing. Mm-hmm. It's just been all couples, or maybe because people are going on in large groups, who knows? But either way, it's all couples. And I've just seen of course, I'm just getting it, it's a small window into their life. I don't know what they do. I don't know who they are, but I just see how people communicate with each other, even when they're supposed to be out having a good time, So I do think it is lost a little bit, and it's only gone worse because we don't talk, I have some friends who we only send voice notes, and I love that because I can't catch the tone or anything off a text message. We're so dry with each other, and then we want these really strong bonds with people, or expectations from people, when it's like, you guys text, you don't fucking know this person.
Exactly. Let me jump in. I'm a man. I don't know. You might have to say I'm old school or I'm a little different. I'm a man. I don't really like the whole texting. I'm a man. Yo, I need to talk to you on the phone. I got to hear the tone of voice. I got to see the vibes, because I'm a man. If a girl start acting funny, yo, I'm out, and you can, and texting is too long. Let me just get to the point. If I'm on the phone with you, let me the first 10, 20 minutes, I'm gonna ask her 1-2 questions, and I don't like how you come in, then you know what I'm saying, I'm out. But if messages, people like to play okay, let me wait 15 minutes to send back the text, or let me wait an hour. Let me just get on the phone, yo, what is it? You know what I'm saying? So off the bat, am I gonna go forward with this person, or are we dead in it from now? Am I wrong?
No, I always push just call the person.
I agree.
I've had friends that they're like, oh yeah, I have a date with Sky. I'm like, oh, have you guys been talking? Like that they meet off dating websites, and they're like, oh no, I'm like, give them a call. Schedule a call with this person.
Hold on. Yeah, you have friends that are going on dates with people off dating apps, and they've never even talked on the phone?
this is what I'm
That's
saying. Like
crazy.
people, because it's normal now. It's normal to be like, hey, let's meet for a coffee after a few messages, right?
No,
Because
man,
people are just going off of like the photo, and
they don't even do the classic FaceTime to see like, yo, is this person even
no,
real?
that's like
I'm not,
me. I want to like FaceTime a few times even. Like,
yo, cause
you're a stranger.
and it's like, do you want to end up on Catfish?
That's another thing that's happened to me before.
Let's
I've
talk
gone
about that.
catfish.
Let's talk about that. Let's
So
talk about that.
back when I was dating and on the sites, I remember this guy just came and like it was such a catfish, like everything. Like I don't know. I don't want to like make fun of his appearance, but there
Talk
were a
about
lot of
that.
things that just did not match the photo. And then we went to like a Thai restaurant and he had a peanut allergy, which that's like an everything. And I think like an
Oh God.
onion allergy or garlic allergy, like maybe both. And so we shouldn't be eating there at all. But then he started eating and then he told me about the allergy and then he like disappeared to the washroom. And it was just a lot of fuckery. But the main thing that I got was like, yeah, you wore a hat and closed your mouth in all your photos. And that that's all I'll say.
So what happened? What was he doing in the bathroom? Did he like, what happened?
I think maybe he had a bit of an allergic reaction. He played it cool. And so like whatever, we finished up. And then I was like, okay, like nice to meet you. I didn't want to go on a second date, but he didn't ask me like, oh, will I see you again or anything? He was just kind of like, okay. And I was like, yeah, so I'm going this way. And I live pretty close by. And he's like, okay, like do you mind if I come up? And I was like, no. And then he was like, yeah, I was like, I can run up and get you Advil because he needed like, I guess he had a headache or whatever. So I'm like, I'll run up and get you an Advil. And then he was like, since he couldn't come up, he was just like, no, I'll just go into Rabba and get like Advil. And we just went our separate ways. And that was that.
You see how Shelica have the man them? You have the man them going out on dates, risking their life, risking his life to sit across from you.
He wasn't concerned with that. He didn't tell the server about his allergy.
And the man couldn't even get a second date after he risked his life. He could have died in that bathroom.
I should not be laughing. He wasn't gonna die in the bathroom. He was good. I did send someone to check in on him because he was taking a while. I can't go into the men's washroom.
So you had a man risk his life to sit across from you and eat Thai food, and you couldn't give the man a second date.
No, I'm not.
See how rough it is for us dudes out here, people.
It is rough, but I'm not putting the responsibility of that on me because even as someone who works in the industry, tell people about your allergies. There's no way I can assume that you have an allergy.
He could have been a little nervous because what if he said he had allergies and you said, no, we're not going on the date? It's hard out here for us dudes, you know. You girls don't even know.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, okay. I hear you.
But I talk to guys. I hear that.
Well, listen, there's a lot of catfishing going on out here too, because you know what I'm saying? I be hearing the girls be on those sites taking certain angles and stuff like that too, you know. You ever heard about that? And then when you see them in person, they don't look the same.
No.
You never heard about that?
No, not really.
Okay. We can move past that then. We can move past that.
But I know catfishing is real, but I don't really hear about it.
Well, you're taken now, so you wouldn't hear about it.
And no, and I probably have to be talking to guys. Like,
but guys are more are less likely, I should say, to catfish than women, you know, I think.
Yeah.
You agree?
I think it's harder to catfish. So yeah, like we can manipulate our look differently. We want to wear makeup. We want to wear things to make things look.
Girls know how to do them certain angles and certain stuff. And what's that app called? I hear some girls talk about
Facetune.
Yeah, yo. I be hearing girls be doing them type of stuff, yo. You see, that's why me as a single man, I'm nervous out here, you know, Shells. I'm nervous.
Yeah, you have to do it the old school way. Just like go to the club, like find the person in person.
But we're in a pandemic right now. Everyone's masked up. You don't even know Wagwan.
That's the thing.
I don't know, man. I
That's a
guess
big like.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. I'm trying to get lucky like you, man. I'm trying
Or
to.
maybe like sometimes you need a referral or something, like get someone to match make.
So are we saying Shells is gonna?
I'll keep my eyes open for you, Matt.
Okay, yo, I'm not gonna lie, Shells. I'll be watching them IG stories. You be with the baddies, you know. Not gonna
I don't
lie.
know. Maybe after they see this, they'll be like, "Who's Matt?"
Saying you're gonna put in a good word.
This could be like the shot. This could be it.
I like the way you think.
But yeah, it is scary times. Like I said, if I wasn't in this relationship, I wouldn't be trying to be in one.
I feel you. I feel you. Well, hopefully, you know, you know, I may change my tone and, you know, say a 1-2 prayers, and who knows, I may be snatched up, Matt, the next time you see me. Who knows?
I hope so.
Hopefully,
What
with
are you looking for?
Whoa, we're gonna do this right now.
Yeah, well, you're talking about the women and what we don't want, or we don't know what we want. Like, what do you want?
Listen, I'm a man. What do I want? I just want a woman that, you know, is on her purpose. You know, she's in her. She's very. I want a feminine woman, because I find nowadays a lot of women, they're really not as feminine as they once were. They're more kind of masculine and stuff like that. But yeah, because I don't want someone I'm gonna be arguing with all the time and stuff like that. But you know, she has to be like active, working out. You know, she could be on her purpose too, and she has to. And I'm afraid of people that have past traumas too, because that could be also a touchy subject too, because sometimes a lot of people like to bring past traumas into new situations, because I've been through situations like that before. They're not fully healed, and then sometimes they want to come take it out over here. It's like, yo, I wasn't in that situation. It's like, don't come bring that to me, because I wouldn't do that to her. You know what I'm saying?
But that's just like emotional maturity too, you know? Like, I can't say that I'm perfect, but a lot of the times you just have to realize that, yeah, this is like my thing. And although I can talk to like my friends or my partner about it, like it's up to me to solve it. So yeah, it's just, I guess, finding someone that's like more on the same page as you. Then finding someone that
I'm
like
simple,
is a project.
Man. I'm simple. I don't need no like, you know, some extravagant, you know, I'm simple, man. I'm simple. Just as long as we can coexist, you know, and work together, and there's no constant arguments and fighting and fussing and stuff like that. And you know, we're both the main priorities in our life. You know, I could work with that.
You're getting up there. Like, do you want to have a family? Are you looking for that type of relationship? Or
you know, yeah. But this might be bad to say. Actually, I don't even want to say it, because I don't know. No, I'm not gonna say anything.
It's
but yeah,
your
you know,
platform.
nah, I ain't gonna say nothing, man. I ain't.
You're allowed to believe in things, Matt.
Yeah, you know, yeah, but you can't really say everything you wanna or you have on your mind. You know what I'm saying? Because
are you dating?
People might take it away. No, I'm just out here. I'm chilling.
Okay.
I'm out here, you know, waiting for Shelica to, you know, hook me up with one of her friends. But yeah, we could talk about that behind the scenes, because like I said,
I'll find someone for you.
Yeah, because I see you be chilling with a trailer load of women that I see on the IG stories, and I'm like, yo. But we were kind of beefing at the time, so I couldn't really send messages. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But now that we're back cool, yeah, everything is blessed.
I wouldn't say we were beefing, but I guess it was beef.
Yeah, we're not literally beefing, but you know, we had a misunderstanding, if that's more
okay.
You know?
Yeah, it's more PC.
Yeah. I have also another question to ask you.
Sure.
Why do a lot of men say women don't take accountability on things? Because that's a big topic, you know. Like, why?
Like, you don't want to, you know?
But why?
Like you were saying, like with the, like they don't, some people don't want to, like you were saying with the traumas and stuff like that. Like if you take accountability, you're accountable for your part. That's exactly like what the definition, right? It's your part in something. So that's why, if that makes sense.
Have you ever been in that situation?
For sure. A lot of the times people do that. Like, and I've been guilty of that too. Like instead of facing something, you're just like, I can't do it because this happened. Or it's just like a lot of people live in the past and they can't help but do that because, like you said, they don't want to take accountability. They don't want to look at the big picture. Like there's so many, it's so hard to like heal, like you're just talking about. It's so hard to be in a relationship. Any type of relationship, friendships, any type of relationship takes so much work and it's hard to be in. And we have so much going on in our life. So to make that an important thing is just like, unless again, it's, you have like a purpose and like what you're doing. If you're just dating because you're like, I want consistent pussy, that's not a good reason. But if you're like you said, I want to grow with someone, I want to help them or them help me, whatever, like these are reasons why you would get with someone, right?
Yeah, because I think it's key that men and women or your partner should be able to teach you something and vice versa. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, and obviously you got to keep the situation, always spicy, because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of women be complaining if a man gets a little complacent. They wanna raise a little bit of hell. Why is that, man?
You have to know like who you're with too. So it's like if someone is acting like being complacent, but they've always been that way, it's like that's who you chose.
Listen,
like
okay, continue.
No. I'm grabbing my charger, but that's the beginning and end. Like that's who you chose. That's what it is.
But why do people ignore the red flags in situations, but still go into them anyway, knowing they're going to end bad?
That is a question that I still ask myself. There's been times and there'll be more times where I do that, I'm sure. In the past, it was because like lack of information, lack of maturity.
But like if you see the red flags, why go against your better judgment?
I don't know, like when you're toxic sometimes too, like you grab the red flag and you start waving it. Like
so can you tell me that women are attracted to toxicity?
Well, when I loved Toxicity, it was because that was mostly what I knew. That's what I saw other people doing. When I would talk to people, the advice wouldn't be to find a resolution. It would be like a lot of tit for tat. And this is again, like in every relationship, not just like with a boyfriend. So yeah, it was just like where I was at, what I was bringing.
So what'd you do to overcome that? Or what can other people do to overcome that? Instead of, because a lot of people make the same mistakes over and over and over, hoping for a different outcome, which is insanity.
Yeah, that's exactly what it would be. A few things, like obviously like working on yourself, like you should be doing anyways. And in a real way, not just being like, oh, this is the way I am. You know how I am. Like people say that to me all the time. And that like, once you say that to me, the conversation's over.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I'm telling you how you are needs to change. It's not working. People don't fuck with it. So that's one thing. So kind of just trying to change or evolve or grow in that way. Also just like hearing when someone tells you something, like actually listen to the message, like I was saying with you, rather than like taking it super personally and being like, okay, well, you're just a hater, or like you just want what I have, or like whatever bullshit you tell yourself, just actually listen to what they're saying. So yeah, it's kind of just like stepping away from yourself for a second, or just like looking in the mirror and being like, okay, what am I doing? Taking accountability. What am I doing to contribute to the fuckery?
I hear that.
Because it's not just one person. It's never just one person. it's both sides.
Yeah, yeah. I hear you on that. Well,
Mhm.
Miss Shelica, I really, really, really appreciate you taking the time out of your day, to come join me on the podcast. I really, really appreciate it. Even though you were ducking and dodging for a little while, but look, this conversation turned out really, really great.
Okay, awesome. I'm glad that I could come on, and I'm happy that you've continued with your podcast. And if you need me again, just shoot me a text, no DMs. Joking, you can DM me, whatever. Whatever. Reach out, it's a good look.
Okay, okay. So you're saying going forward, if I shoot you a text, not a DM,
Yeah,
I'm gonna respond accordingly and say, yo, I'm gonna come on right away. No ducking and dodging.
The
I
beef
gotta
is
chase
over.
you. Okay, I just had to make sure,
The
because
beef is over.
as I said at the start, some people be flaky sometimes. So I had to just make sure. And we got it on video, so you can't even, say, oh, I don't remember ever saying that, so it's on video. So I definitely gotta
Exactly.
have you back for a part 2,
Okay, for sure.
All right, all
All
right.
right. Well, have a good evening.
Hold on. Where can the people find you at? Or are they allowed? Because you're taken now. Like, can they?
Well, I'm
People
still
hit
a
you up
person.
on?
It's Shelly Miller, so SHELI Miller on Instagram. That's where I am.
And when can we get the Shelica Miller podcast, man? Like, what's going on, man? Stay tuned. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. There's things going on, but I don't know about the podcast. We'll see.
Hold on, what you got going on? Or you can't really talk about it yet?
Don't really want to.
Saying I can't get the behind the scenes scoop off air.
Maybe part 2.
Okay. I like that.
But yeah, right now I'm just trying to get back in the world again. I've been home for so long, so it's kind of just getting my feet wet with everything. But yeah, that's it.
All right. Like I said, I appreciate you coming on. You know what I'm saying? This is a great conversation, and we definitely got to have a part 2. I can't wait.
For sure.
All right, man.
Take
Have a good evening, and I'll holler.
For sure.
All right. Don't know.
Take care.
You know what you do to me. Alright, not a game, girl. Please do not play with me. Don't play with me. Yeah. Hey, you got what I like. It's so tight, it's so new to me. If you by my side, don't you lie. Keep it true with me. You know what I like, yeah. I think you my type, yeah. Enough with the talking, come with me. I do you right, yeah. You got that, What I'm thinking, I just might, yeah. You got that, What I'm thinking, I just might, yeah. You know what you do to me. Don't make a fool of me. Show me that you different, girl. Just keep it true with me. You know